in the world have so many people actually fallen for this? Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. Now, I've had to deal with this stupid thing on my news feed for the last 2 days, and I have constantly seen this over and over again. And you know what I've been seeing from more and more people? More and more people have been falling for this card, and I don't know why. Typically, if there's going to be a normal monster in the set, it's not going to be numbered number 14. It's usually going to take a slot 1 or a very early slot in the set or something a little bit higher along the way. So first of all, I guess the proxy is okay, but you can very easily tell that the image has been poor quality. And to top things off here, it's a level 9 Earth Dragon normal monster with 3,500 attack, 0 defense. If you think Konami is going to power creep the bread and butter of their game, the legendary Ultimate Dragon himself, the Blue Eyes White Dragon, you've got another thing coming out here. Konami has set that line in stone for normal monsters. I do not foresee them trying to push that boundary to try to make another dragon monster to kind of surpass, once again, the poster child of this. So, why am I making this? This is a PSA video going, do some research, people. I did see some very smart people actually taking a couple minutes and actually going on the org and looking to see if the translation for this thing was available. And guess what? It actually wasn't. Strange. And also says translated by Block Organization. It's not actually called the YG Organization. It's called the Block Organization, for that matter. I also want to point out here, the pure amount of people that, as of late, have been putting out these fake cards, these, oh my gosh, it's so real, I'm going to troll you on the internet, you're going to believe this. There's a difference between, my custom create a card, which I just saw somebody in the Tenpai Dragon group talking about the other day, being like, I just commissioned this piece, and do you think that this card would be relevant? It's like, first of all, you're asking a bunch of people a hypothetical question about if your, create a card would be relevant. Some people are just going to respond and go, why in the hell do we care? Other people are going to go, this is not relevant because it's a create a card. You might get 1 to 2 answers out of people, because when you're dolling in the fake card department, you got to understand, a lot of people don't care, all right? But the problem here becomes when you're trying to pawn off something as real. Now, would it be cool to have a primordial prime dragon that, works with the primordial archetype? Yeah, 100% actually. I think we do need a vanilla monster to chug on into this archetype. Because remember, the archetype that this thing is supposedly a part of here does not have a normal monster. They have the responsive monster that you can beam down from the hand to work with, kind of climb on up and do things. But it wouldn't also make sense for the normal monster in that archetype to have more attack points than the responsive effect monster. You know what I mean? Like that, Konami would not design something in that scheme of things, because why would you go from, my dragon form, I lose attack point. Like, that's just piss poor card design. Like, I give Konami a lot of shit, but, they're not going to punt the ball. I could see if they are going to make a normal monster for this archetype, they're going to do it in a way that keeps up with the already established attack points of that effect monster that can beam itself down. 2, they're not going to interfere with the poster child, Blue Eyes White Dragon, of this game. Nor, they've already power crept past the Dark Magician, but let's be honest here, both of them have their own sorts of, methods to madness here. And number 3, stop falling for this shit. A couple of seconds running through the org. And this is another thing that amazes me. Like people, when we make these news videos out here, and we talk about, we run through the translations on things, people are like, can you link the way? It's like, it's the most famously known website in the internet for translations. YGO organization. They are the people that handle everything. When we're looking at translations and things, we're here to talk about, card effects, analyze why a certain thing is good, or, be like me and just call everything bad until you're proven wrong. Hi, yes, I know, I still called Eldritch bad at one point. Can't live up to that, and I've also got a lot of other archetypes bad. But it's good to be proven wrong on certain things, because it's how you grow as a duelist. Like, if you look at an initial archetype, you're like, all right, well, this is bad because of this reason, this reason, and this reason. But then it turns out to be a tier 1 deck. Well, you kind of take a step back and you go, so the reason why this was not as bad as we had initially thought was because of this, and this interaction that kind of tie this all together. And that's a big thing to kind of understand. And honestly, this is some good advice if you want to be a better player. If you initially think a card is terrible at any point in time, and you're like, you hold your values, you're like, this is absolutely rubbish. Well, typically, if something does become good, like I said, just analyze why it became good. Understand why these interactions, and then, when future cards come down the pipeline here, you don't look like an absolute, mad lad like I do, just calling, half the stuff bad. Now, there are times out here that I can tell you, been a lot of cards that have been revealed that are bad. And then my audience is like, well, Robbie, you don't understand. It's like, no, I do understand. The Ice Jade deck, or Iceberry deck, being one of those right now. Look at me. I'm calling you all out right now. You keep telling me Ice Barriers are a good deck, Robbie. I see you all in my comment section telling me that those 30, 40 games that I've had on playtesting against that deck are invalid, and it's good. Very strange that the results out of this weekend and last weekend had zero Ice Barrier out here. But don't worry, guys. Don't worry. It's a good deck. Everybody on the internet keeps telling me it is. Alright? Your playtesting results are invalid because some rando on the internet has told you it's a good deck. Just watch. 2 weeks into the set being revealed, there is nothing out here but a desolate wasteland of this. I like how this video turned into the looking at cards, telling you why they're fake, why Konami will not design cards power creep already existing benchmarks within the famous barriers of the game, and so forth. Heading on in to hopefully this week, we should hopefully have Infinite Forbidden reveals. If we don't get them this week, they'll start the week after that, after 4th of July weekend. And news is going to resume for Japan that weekend. What I can tell you about that, though, things are going to be really, really rough out here. If we are getting simultaneous Rage of the Abyss, Blue Eyes Structure Deck, and all of that news all alongside Infinite Forbidden, it will be one of the craziest weeks that you have seen in the game's history. So that's something to kind of take away here. Like, you are about a week and a half off, if not heading into this week, for just a crazy 2-week benchmark of Yu-Gi-Oh! Changing as the days go on. So hope you're ready to watch each and every single day something change. Stop believing that this stupid vanilla monster is real, and get good, everybody. Also, Evil Swarm support, please, Konami. That's my final plug-in for this video. I still actively believe with Supreme Darkness coming around the line, it might be a Zork set. I don't know. My point is, though, keep an eye on those Evil Hero cards. Keep an eye on Evil Swarm stuff in general. Those possibly, I mean, you can get new support anytime. They could toss it into Rage of the Abyss. Who knows? But the point is, with the way that the Konami design team feels like they do these sorts of things, keep an eye on those cards, because it is just, honestly, a matter of time. I guess that also applies to X-Saber as well. Maybe someday. I still can't believe, after looking at, the results from the last contest, way back in 2020, that we haven't had X-Saber support, when it was literally the second deck on the sheet. You fast forward 3 years later, and still nothing. Well, either way. So leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. Can you believe people believed that this card was real? Maybe we will get a cool normal monster. I'd be cool with it. Guys, have a good rest of your day, right? Patrons! Thank you!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.